great. If you're not, that's um, and let's see, let's get that video up. We want to do let's do it this way. Because a short screen doesn't like to listen, just like the small one. Okay, so now we got that chat, we got the Zoom chat, we have this chat, and I am now looking here at that chat. All right. I had to make sure all my screens were up and appropriate. uh, okay. Now I need to and let's see, let's get that video up. We want to do this way. The screen doesn't like to listen, just like the small one. Okay, so now we got that. Okay. Well, folks, now that you were able to actually listen to me repeat myself for the past 3 seconds, let me now do a formal introduction. So my name is Dr. Samuel Lombardo. I am the CEO, Executive Director of SL Models and Tone Agency, LLC, as well as Suave Dance Studios, LLC, Lions Potion Productions, LLC, SL Photography, SL Casting Agencies, LLC, Artist Gala, and our school, the Smart Vocational School of Models and Artists. And tonight, what I wanted to do is a 2.5 hour special edition on the upcoming events that are, but I want to focus more on what each one is rather than going off a hinge and all that. So I broke everything down, and what I'm going to do is do 20-minute intervals. I will then pause the video, come back, do another 20-minute intervals, and I'm going to see how that goes because I'm also practicing with the equipment that I also have. So I want to thank everyone that is watching, who will be watching. I want to also thank our subscribers. We are slowly getting into the subscription phase, but we know that it will happen. Do not forget to subscribe if you want to follow me continuous. Let me put this back up. There we go. Because we are going to be providing more videos, and I'm also going to be doing tutoring videos as well for those who are interested in wanting to know more about the entertainment industry as a whole. So I have a breakdown. I want to talk about that in the first 15 minutes. But first, I want to start off and say, if you are a new face, meaning a model or artist that has no experience, and you are interested in wanting to perhaps go the next step in making your dreams come true, I want you to apply online. That is www.slmta-agency.com. Look at the top tabs, become a model, and the drop down online application. Do not worry about the online auditions yet. We will schedule you for them because that whole page has got to get restructured. Also, our roster pages will be uploaded and updated and things within the next couple of weeks for the models who actually have signed with us and what we're going to do with them. But here it goes. If you already had signed with SL Models and Talent Agency LLC, we need you to get your test photos done immediately within the next 3 weeks. Okay. If you need SL Models and Talent Agency to do it for you, it will be $450. But we need those so that way then we could put you on the registry. There is a reason. I will explain that in a moment, but that's what I want you to do. All of our pro models or models coming from third party or what they consider mother agencies, you guys would be, you can choose, most likely being that you're with the mother agency right now, you want to go non-exclusive. We will only work with models and artists who are able to sign with us, meaning that you can either do it as a non-exclusive model or artist coming from another agency, or that you no longer have any ties to the agency that you are with, and therefore you would like to either sign with other agencies, more than one, or that you would like SLMTA to be your exclusive agency. We strongly suggest doing a non-exclusive, especially if you want to get to know us first before you go into an exclusive contract. That is perfectly fine. There's nothing wrong with that. You would have to provide us with your resume, your portfolio, and you would also need to make sure that you have references to back up your information that you have from your resume. There's other information for new faces as well, but I figure since if you guys do not have the experience and you don't know the industry as a whole, there's no real reason for me to bring the other information up, like you may not have a portfolio. But if you know of a professional model, if you know of professionals, photographers that could do portrait photos and things, then that's great. There is no charge at all for SLMTA to represent you. We do not charge for the representation. We charge for our membership training program, which actually is not going to start till the next year at this point. And we do not charge anything extra from the tuition point. Everything is bundled up into one package for you to enjoy the membership perks throughout the year. And so that's where we are at with that. Also, we have a Patreon account. That is www.patreon.com/SLMTA. SLMTA is going to use Patreon for many different things. I'll be telling you about that in a few minutes here, as that is going to be, depending on what level of membership you want to be, that's going to be our membership for you to be exclusive to SLMTA. Our VIP members will actually be able to go into Zoom and chat with me directly, okay, during these, as well as our live events. If we are providing live events with stars who will allow us to basically play their music, but they also want to show up as a host for their music, VIP VIP patrons will actually be able to have free access to the Zoom key and would be able to go in and actually speak with the artists live when that happens. So there's different so you can just look at that at the diamond level on up. You actually will get 4 prizes free of charge. that has our watermark, and I think you would enjoy those as well. We were going to do the hoodies, but then we saw that spring is around the corner, so the t-shirts it is for right now. um, and so, yes, we have a lot of different things going on, and I would like to start now with our membership program and what is changing. Okay, first of all, before I start with that, if you're watching on YouTube, do not forget to press that like button and subscribe. Okay, we want to be able to interact with our live viewers. Now, of course, I'm also not on at the right time. This is more of an evening edition. And I'm going to transfer this into more of a podcast type setting. So things are going to change with that as well. But I do want to let you know that we will be doing more shows during prime time and different other times of the day that will actually be beneficial. So if you are a big time watcher and you're interested in entertainment news, so what have you, that's what we are going to do. Some other things that we want to bring to your attention is that SL Models and Talent Agency from here on out, and of course, you're probably not going to be interested in wanting to record me or redistribute me and my information, at least right now anyway. But as things get together, that will happen. You want to read the disclaimers that are actually listed in the pinned comment, because we're going to have that for now on. SL Models and Talent Agency wants to invite all subscribers, patrons, and followers to our upcoming event. What we are doing is we actually have, because I'm careful what I do, okay, any music you will hear will come from our channel relating to broadcasts, news, live events, or concert. So it'll be licensed as follows. Our sync license will come from Monster Cat. I don't know why it got misspelled, but it did. Live streaming music will come from Cloud Cover Music. And our public performance license would definitely come from Sound Exchange. Okay, because we're not going to be in one location. We're going to be like everywhere because it's the internet. And that's basically how that would go. You don't want to be playing anything. You want to at least have a sync license if you're going to actually play any kind of introductions or whatever, because if you are found not to have that, yes, you could be in some trouble. Now, for our Munster license, our Munster Cat license, you will see that actually as an additional pin after 48 hours, which is why it's buying us some time to get the background stuff done, because we're not doing it until I know that the license is actually secured and done. We paid everything, but you know, it's like sitting there, like, for example, we're a member agency of MAAI. I'm not just going to go plastering a logo from the website just because, and then using using the logo. So I wait for them to know that the payments went through and they send me the information, and then it looks more real. Okay, that's basically what I'm doing here with that, and everything is linked, synced, and correct. So that stuff will be in there very, very soon. And then, of course, we do have a disclaimer. All information in our videos cannot be resold, remanufactured, re-recorded, or copied in any other way without the rightful consent of SL Models and Talent Agency LLC, as the above licenses are for SL Models and Talent Agency LLC, use only. Okay, so just be careful of that. And again, www.patreon.com/SLMTA. That is where you want to go to become a member with us for now, until we can also start linking that with YouTube. Patreon is also going to be one of our major sponsors for the YouTube channel, but also we have another sponsor for our YouTube channel that I think that you would really enjoy. And we are actually going to give things away from here. Is teespring.com. teespring.com/SLMTA_models. Okay, that's where you want to go to actually have that information. All right, now that we got through with all the sponsorships and what you could do to sign up SLMTA and become a member and subscribe and all that fun stuff and smashing that like button and just boom, rocking it. Now I can actually go and start talking some of our important discussion for today. So as you probably heard in the beginning of this, we are basically working it out. We are working our company based off of the economic situation, off of the reality of where we are being faced at today. Again, it's not out of fear that different things are happening. It's just that it is just people are being a little bit more careful. But we also want to mention that you want to be careful of what you end up investing your money in, and also knowing how to do that in the process. Okay, if that makes sense for you. All right, so the first part of this I want to talk about is the fact that we are moving our start date to the membership training packages until December, which will start on January 1st. But you can have early bird registrations done as soon as October. So we're going to have that set up even before then, but you can register and be through by October. Now, if you are one of those who have grandfathered yourself in, meaning that you have participated in other things throughout this year, we are actually going to take out 50% of your training package. Oh, I don't know what that was. So, in other words, what I'm going to say is this. Let's say that you wanted to do the Miami photo shoot and that you wanted it to do the test shoot. The test shoot automatically happens. What we are going to do this year, though, is if you are actually purchasing the test shoot, we're going to actually waive that from your from those for the first year. Okay, so you actually will get a $450 savings on your training package in the year in January. And that will go through May 1st of next year, 2022. What does that mean? That means that anyone that has done a test shoot with the agency will actually be able to take advantage of writing off the $450 off of the training package from January through May, even if you have done your test shoots in, say, February of next year. Now, right now, I have made a plea, and I'm going to be emailing everyone anyway, but anyone that is a new face that needs test photos done through SLMTA, it is going to cost $450, but if I have, it could be done here in Georgia, or it could be done up there in Grand Rapids, and you would be responsible for getting up there and getting the work done. It will include hair and makeup for an hour, as well as photo shooting for an hour. Then after everything is edited, then it's given to us. You get a copy of all of your photos, and then we can then put you into the registry, because we need that information. Otherwise, you'd be signing with us and you don't have nothing. You're not doing any work or doing anything to get yourself prepared and ready to actually have the clients, have yourself exposed to the clients. That is also going to include the MAAI, where you will actually be in the registry on the online showcase. We would like to actually, we're hoping that some of you can send us a video, because if you actually could send us a professional video of yourself, I'm not talking about just like what I'm doing right now type of scenario. I'm talking about if you're a model, like show us your different walking techniques, show us your different, you know what I mean? But you would have to be responsible for that. Also, you would have to be prepared to spend the money if it comes to that. And I think that's where the issue, the bottom line issue is. Now, we're able to do this for you, but you're going to have to come to wherever we are at. You could either go to the Grand Rapids location, or if you're closer to Atlanta, you could go to Atlanta. I am trying very hard to see what we could do about the West Coast, like in Los Angeles, where we can get some test shoots done out there. But you guys are going to need these, and you know it's going to be very important, especially even for the showcase for MAAI, where national agencies are actually going to be calling in. Now, I have a few that I'm actually interested in right now as a national agency. I have a few that I'm actually going to be emailing to request some information. And then I'm going to see if they would allow me to present their information to, because we actually, we do two things, okay? One, we will present the portfolios and different information to our clients. Now, we will not sell as if it is our own, unless that model or whatnot wants to sign an exclusive contract. This is where things get a little sticky. So I want to be very blunt, honest, and straightforward with this. SL Models and Talent Agency will not pay another agency for doing their work. Now, if their model gets booked through our agency, there's two ways that it could be done. It could be done either by us exposing them ourselves, or that it will actually be exposed, period, through direct bookings. But for you to get into our pro model, or our actual pro model direct booking roster, you actually have to have references to back up your resume. You cannot just give me some beautiful photos and tell me that you are a model, because again, I'm not saying that this is fake, but you know, you have those that are paying people to go and subscribe and do things, but then you also have those who are trying to establish professionalism on industry photos. That's great, but the real photos come from you actually doing the work. So be careful of that, because the reason, I'm going to tell you the reason why some other agencies may not be getting the jobs like you would want, what in the way that you're thinking that it could be. And it's probably because of the clause or the attitude of, well, we're not having, what they'll say to you is, we're not having you sign with a national agency. Then when they come to me, they'll say they don't want to sign with you. So then you get two mixed up stories, but you in the middle don't know what's really going on. So what I've done, or what I've developed with SLMTA, because we're a national agency, we don't want to waste your time and we don't want to waste the model's time. Now, if I'm seeing professionals where they look like they are ready to really do something, there are some casting directors out there right now, as I speak, that I could go, now I can't do it without the permission. So that's why I am asking model agencies to sign photo releases. So that way then, now it comes with a little bit of a twist. So you sign a photo release, but you're also allowing us to showcase a few photos so we could provide them and expose them to our client. So when they say, yes, we want to blah, 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 then they report back to us, but we're not doing your work for you. If you want to go ahead and do that in your agency and you're an agent, great, you could do that. But if you are looking to actually partner, to collaborate with a national agency, then you do not want to waste my time. You need to be able to sign these releases, and you need to be able to understand that these releases are really about getting the exposure of your models to our clients, so that way then we will know whether or not they're going to work for the national agency. Now, after that, yes, is there a possibility that they might have to, and they might have to sign a non-exclusive? Yes, but that doesn't mean that you're losing them. As long as your contract states what it says, then you shouldn't have to worry about losing anybody. What you should be really concerned about is really making sure that the attitude matches the training program. Okay, so if you want them to be trained and you want them to have the exposure, here you go. Here's a chance that you can do that. Now, if you're trying to do everything like, I don't know how to say it, I call it like the slowly sink ship. It's where you're basically trying to do everything at one point within one agency, but you don't really actually have separate divisions to converse between the different facets of your company. So for example, and I'm going to just give it to you because this is how we are doing things, but we have everything separate. We have a new face division, we have the emerging pro division, and then we have the celebrity direct booking division. Okay, that's just on a booking level. Now, we have what we call a booking division, and then under that, we have subcategories. But when you're in the booking division, you don't have to worry about it because you're talking about the booking. So then you could say, yeah, I'm talking about new face division. And we would know what you're talking about. When it comes to publicity, for example, that's a whole nother thing. I would have to do separate videos for all these things within SL Models and Talent Agency LLC. Why? Because publicity don't have anything to do with booking. Just like if I had an event like Moda Pageant is a world-renowned competition. I can talk about it, but it really isn't going to fit with when I'm talking about booking. Do you see where I'm getting at? But they're all separate scenarios within the agency. So with that being said, where it gets a little tricky is that when you claim that you're an agent and that you're basically training the new faces within your agency, and now they actually look like something like my agency would pick up, and perhaps some of our clients would actually take them right away. The real question is, are you going to be prepared to allow them to move on to the next level? Or are you going to sit there and assume the position that they still need the trainer? Are you still going to be sitting in that situation where you think that you own that artist? Because to be honest, no agency, not even me, really owns anyone. The only thing that we have within our contracts, as far as the legalities are concerned, within our contracts, if you're exclusive, it's because you're exclusive to us mainly for international purposes. We would automatically become your mother agency. Now, there are quote unquote mother agencies. I'm going to tell you why I say quote unquote, but it's going to have to be a topic in another video later on. Not tonight, maybe it'd be something I could talk about tomorrow. But basically, mother agencies derive from international world-renowned agencies, where you actually have connections that will lead to the bookings, not could lead, but will lead to, because the only way, it's same way with America. Think about it. America doesn't just give someone a visa because they feel like being a model. They actually have to be a distinctive, professional, world-renowned model or artist. I mean, I didn't know how else to really say it, so that's how I said it. So in order to get a visa from, say, Morocco, or get a visa from France to come to America, they had to be a big-time, real, actual model. Not like, oh, I want to be a model. If you want to be a model, now here's where it goes with SL Models and Talent Agency. We still can help those overseas because we have connections with agencies in France, in the different places and all that. And by the way, I'm seeing some breaking news, but I'm talking entertainment news right now. So if you would like, I will tell you to refer to LA Late as another YouTube channel if you're interested in wanting to hear any Senate news in regards to stimulus. But yeah, because he is the best channel that I can recommend on the actual YouTube channel for that. Sorry for sidetracking, but anyway, and so yeah, so if you are an international artist, yes, we could still help you. We could still sign you as a new face. So you're going to be connected with one of our partnered agencies, actual partnered agencies, and the goal is to get you distinctive enough. That way, then you could, you know, come out like Ashraf Tausi. He is world renowned, distinctive. He's been in all kinds of fashion magazines. He's been in all kinds of commercials. He's been in all kinds of interviews. He's been on live stages, major fashion week stages within France and Germany. He owns a modeling agency within Germany and also in France as well. And he's going to be part of our international division here, SLMTA, here in the United States. So we got a lot going. We are just smacking with this whole thing that's happening right now. As far as SLMTA is concerned. So to worry about whether or not we have the clients or we have other agencies that could work with you, that isn't the problem. The problem is, are you ready to do the work as a new face? Are you ready to do the work? We're not a bank. An agency is not a bank. Now, if SLMTA became the World Bank, then maybe we can give you a loan. And even if we gave you a loan, guess what? You'd have to get approved for it like any other bank, right? Well, that's why I'm telling you, we're not a bank. All right, so, and I'm sorry, I just like to talk, I'd like to say it like it is, all right? But at the same time, I do like to be a little bit entertaining and, you know, I try to fit that in there every so often. So yeah, it is very, very important, folks, that you understand this concept, especially new faces. But I also want to say these mother agencies need to understand it's not about, oh, I'm in charge of this territory, or I'm doing this territory or that territory. No, what you need to understand is the only way that you really, I mean, it's not really the only way, but one of the few ways to collaborate with a national agency such as SL Models and Talent Agency, Ely, Next, Lahemia, or any of those, is that you're going to have to be ready to send your models, your new faces, to the next level. And you cannot sit there and tell these folks they're not going to sign with you. And you know what they'll say? They'll say, okay, that's fine. Thank you for your time. That's literally what they're going to say. In the meantime, they're going to feel bad, but really, even if they were to contact your model, you couldn't even have a lawsuit on that. Why? Because if you actually had a clause in your contract that literally states that they are exclusive to you, then there are a few things that have to happen. One is, unfortunately, one is that exclusivity period would have to end. But if it's based off of a membership, understand that. So if it's based off of a membership, then the national agency's contract actually makes that void. It actually doesn't do anything else, because a membership would be like any other membership. Hey, thank you. You know, you done great, and now I'm ready for the next level. I appreciate it. Congratulations. I'm moving on. And then they go and they move on. Sometimes some of these folks have to flat out just dissolve from the agency period. So if you're a training agency trying to figure out why is it that I have some people today and then the next day they just disappear and they don't know when to answer me or whatever, I'm going to tell you why. And it's probably because of this one. Any real smart person is going to say a membership is just like anything else. Okay, I'm allowed to cancel when I want to. I mean, unless the contract states it, but then are you booking them or are you training them? That's where the bottom line comes in at, and I don't have time in this video today to discuss that. We can talk about that in another video. But that's what you got to do. You got to figure out how you're running the agency. There's nothing wrong with having a training agency. There's nothing wrong with having membership. So you got to figure out how to do that. And then you got to figure out how are you actually going to collaborate? This is not a negotiation at all. When it comes to a national agency, you cannot dictate to a model that they cannot sign with, national agencies to harbor them to your agency. It doesn't work that way. In fact, if there is any agency out there that does that and is reported as doing so, I actually report them because it's actually illegal to do it. And believe me, I do it with fact checks. So it's not about, trying to hide behind a closed door and then coming out with like a clown suit trying to explain, without words what you're trying to do. It's not going to work. Those kind of things do not come past me that easily. All right, so moving on with this. So the models, okay, you have a choice to know whether or not you want to take it to the next level. Now, I want to say this for the perspective of the MAAI perspective. So our new face division trains new models, new artists, and then they could go and actually compete and collaborate and what have you with other different agencies and different national agencies, casting directors, etc., worldwide. Okay. I'm going to let you know that SLMTA, one way or the other, we have been hooked in there by one perspective or another, because of the simple fact being that as a national agency, we were actually connected with many major agencies, okay? But we don't really bring that out that much, only because it's like our clientele. I mean, we could sit here and talk about all of our clients and run down a whole thick, it's probably worse than the 600-page bill that had gotten passed, all right? That, we got a whole lot going on. As far as clients and agencies, we have the whole list A to Z, thousands. On a worldwide basis. And the thing is, another thing that's going to happen with Lions Publishing and Production, with the help of SLMTA within our publicity team and whatnot, is that we're going to actually be able to start helping independent artists, okay, in regards to getting master licenses and stuff like that, where the independent artists could actually still keep 100% of their work with their masters. It would just be the distribution and things like that we would be having, that we would want to be sure that we can do. And as far as production is concerned, you cannot change a production license. Okay, that's the P with the round circle. That's going to be your producer's right. Okay, so that's really nothing that you can do. Now, what you can do is you can make a royalty exchange with the producer in some way as an independent artist, and you can actually develop you could develop some kind of a program that might actually help, where you would be keeping your actual rights, but you're going to have to be in a royalty program with the producer. And they're probably going to negotiate on a higher end. Why? Because if they can't have the right, they still have to have the rights of the production because they're the producer of what you have written and signed. So it really becomes a 50-50 split. So it gets a little sketchy there when you're trying to negotiate having 100% rights with a producer to keep masters. But I just figured I'd let you know about that, but there are ways around it. In other words, it's not the end of the world based off of that. So there are some things that we've been doing to really help you out. Sorry about that. Okay, so in any case, now we're going to go ahead and go into our next topic. And that is our upcoming events. Just give us a few moments here as I will be preparing for that. Okay, okay, I think we are good here. Let's see. Okay, so now we're gonna spend the remainder of the time. I figured I'd split the show into two so that you kind of get an idea of where I am coming from. Sorry for the hold up for those of you who are just now watching. Thank you for those who have been watching and for those who are actually going to see this later. Do not forget to subscribe and to also hit the like button if you are interested in the kind of information that I'm providing you. Here on this channel anyway, we focus on entertainment news and events relating to the entertainment industry, as well as financial news. We'll be bringing some of that during hot topic times. That would be between 3 and 5 Eastern Standard Time. So we're going to be working on a lot of those videos. Now, I'm in the beginning stages, so that's why you're seeing like the break, no sound, and just my name on there. My producer is developing commercial splits and different things. So this will actually become a whole nother look as the time goes on. But again, just keep an eye out on the disclaimer that we have here for those of you who are interested. And also, we're doing a small little event on YouTube. So for the first 100 subscribers and who can just send a comment saying hello, just a hello, and then liking the video, you would be in a running for a $100 bill. I know it sounds cheesy and funny, but it's our little milestones that we're trying to develop and grow into, and I think it'd be a little fun. So if you're interested, it's a way of giving back. Also, we're giving back with our Patreon. Go to www.patreon.com/SLMTA. And that's where you can become a member for us. You're not just becoming a member for YouTube in any way, you're becoming a member for the entertainment industry for those who are economically just on a downfall. We're talking about new faces here that need help with sponsorships for their tuition or their different programmings or help to get music produced. We're developing different grant programs within the Career Center of SL Models and Talent Agency that will provide them the help that they need to be able to do this. And I think that it would be something good to do and continue doing even after the pandemic. So it's our way of actually providing the gratitude, and we are just asking you guys to help along the way. Okay, so in the meantime, some of the big major changes that SL Models and Talent Agency is going to be doing. We are going to be changing when we are starting our, we're going to be changing when we actually begin our V-Smart Vocational School of Models and Artists. And we're also going to be changing when the tuition begins, which is actually going to be starting January 1st of 2022, but you will be able to do early bird registrations and save dramatically starting in October. Now, I'm going to show you other ways of how you can save as well, because these are some of the things that we need right now, especially for those who are signing into the agency as a new face right now. First of all, we do not charge for any representation. So what you are seeing right now are specifically the services that we provide, but we do not say that you have to do them with us, but they do have to be done. So I do want to stress that out. One is your test shoots. You should have professional test shoots done. Now, SL Models and Talent Agency LLC can provide that service for you. It would be $450. It includes your hair and makeup audit, three wardrobe changes. You will be on set for a little bit, and you will be doing different types of poses. Okay, and it will also include editing, and you also get a copy of all of your edited photos. All right. We will then use those photos and actually place them on the SLMTA's registry, okay? Because then, and then we are going to use the information that you provided on the online application, which you could find on www.slmta-agency.com. And then you're going to look at the top tabs, become a model. In the drop down online application, you want to make sure, especially if you're a model, you need to know your sizes, because all that's going to be placed on your online biography within our registry that we're going to be having for you. Then all your photos are going to be there as well. Okay. You will then, after that, then we are going to basically start diving into actual training sessions, getting you prepared for like Miami photo shoot. That is our next step. Now, I could provide some of the training to a certain degree, but because I am actually very busy and I'm concentrating on doing these lives, and I have other YouTubers that are actually going to place me on their allow list and that to help promotions and developing other different types of programming and events and that. We're going to be having live stars actually do some real live collaborations. That's going to be happening on this channel as well. So there's going to be a lot of good things that are going to be happening. We're going to also be, we actually are going to have a game show that we're going to be developing live as well. And it will be zoomed out and it will be on YouTube. So you may be able to, as a participant, be connected to our Zoom and be part of our game show host or our game show co-hosts that would be interested in winning some cash anyway along the way. So it's going to be a very interesting channel, to say the least. You will enjoy it for sure. I'm making the best of it that I can right now because I'm in a new phase of it, and a lot of what I'm doing right now, believe it or not, is self-taught because I haven't really done much with production. I understand the laws of production and how a casting director works and different things like that, entertainment law and that, but I don't know like how to set up certain things. So I got a producer that will be coming in to actually get the soundboard and everything connected. So then I'll actually be ready to rock and roll within the next week here very soon. So that is some of the events that we're having, but more about what's happening with SL Models and Talent Agency. So we are going to be having the world-renowned competitions with Moda Pageant, Stargaze, Virtual Music Festival. Okay, all these, we have the landing pages up. Because of everything being a week behind, I'm a week behind on that. So I'm moving it up about a month on the voting polls so that it gives me about a month to prepare for everything else, since I'm already behind, but that it gives everybody equal time to work everything out, and that includes us as well as yourselves. Everything you can sign up through the Square site. It will all be linked to the SL Models and Talent Agency Square sites as well. as well as our website. We are also, where did I? If you are a professional singer, or you are looking for additional ways to actually earn like some royalty income, and you want to help the SLMTA community, we are going to be starting, we already have a program with live stream as well as Vima, or let me take a minute. Okay, the Vimeo, okay, video. Also, with we have another thing here that we are working with called Wondershare Filmora, which is our cut and backdrops and things like that. And then we are also working with livestream.com. They are the ones that are going to be helping us to get our live events, the actual live events, like musicians, models, like even our motor pageants and everything else. They're the system that is going to be providing what we need in regards to getting on YouTube TV, being scripted on the news, so whether it's virtual news or what have you, iHeart TV and things like that, those platforms. And the reason for that is because it makes it a lot easier. And what we're going to do is, when we have professionals performing, instead of having a whole list of like the paparazzi nagging at everybody, what we're going to actually do is we will be selling what we call VIP memberships so that you can have the links directly to the live stream VIP package, as well as on Zoom. Now, the Zoom package will not sell for as much as a live stream. Why? Because you're going to be dealing with publicity when it comes to the Zoom, but the artist will be on the live stream, which means that that's where you'll actually be able to take action and speak with them and that kind of thing. A lot of the shows will already be what they call pre-recorded, ready for action, okay? But I'm only going to give you that much information. I'm not going to tell you anything else from this point, but it is something that SL Models and Talent Agency is doing. So if you are a cover singer, a professional, it could even be any of you out there, all of you stars out there that want to support the SLMTA community in a big way to help new members actually really, help fulfill their dreams, that will be great. We're also looking for some very nice professional trainers, okay, who will actually be able to be the coaches to, okay, so for example, if you're a singer and you want to coach other new singers in the industry and how and what they need to do, but also their voice, make sure that their voice fits what they're actually doing. We are looking for you as well. So it's not just about the money and sitting there and being like, well, we want you to come and support us in that way, but we're also looking for coaches. And I think that will be an awesome thing. And we could set you up for the online training databases that we will be using on those platforms. And we'll be ready to rock and roll with some of these new singers that we have lining up right now that just need the coaching. So definitely holler at me when you do get the chance. But we are looking for sponsor. So all that information, if you're following us on YouTube, we are on SL Models and Talent Agency LLC. You will see the actual logo. Do not go on the other one. That one is with my personal name, okay, that you see on the Zoom anyway. You want to go to the one that is strictly business, that has the actual logo on the YouTube. It's SL Models and Town Agency, LLC. Okay, and then subscribe to us, like us, do all of those things, hit the notifications bell. I'm not telling you that you gotta sit here and listen to my boring mouth every time that I'm getting online. That's I'm kidding. But I do want you to understand that there could be some important topics, and what I'm going to try to do is make sure I bring everything out. And when I do go live now on the evening version, I'm usually on live for 3 hours straight, and then I cut them in order to splice them up in different topics the next day for pre-recorded reasons on YouTube as actual like pre-recorded YouTube videos. But our lives will be done for 3 hours because what I want to do is I want to interact. Right now we're just starting. So yes, it's kind of sounding like I'm talking to myself with maybe a couple of people here and there that are listening or what have you. But we want to actually interact. We want to know who you are. We want to know all about you. No, I'm kidding. But who could it be that might be watching? You know, could it be the star that is looking to want to support? No, I mean, we don't know. Could it be a client? We are looking for the clients as well. Now, I'm not saying it that we don't have clients, but there's always going to be a new project out there. Are you looking for pro bono? Let me tell you how SLMTA works, okay? SLMTA, especially in our new face division, all right, we will accept pro bono projects in the beginning, but we really, really want you to understand that pro bono does not mean that you're going to have them paying to go out there and all of that. If we don't know who you are as an agency, it is going to be required that you actually pay the hotel and the travel. That has to be included, especially if there is no other fees included. The agency fee, we normally go with the minimum at that point because there is no actual payments that are going to them. It's just per diem rates that we would be quoting you on. But our minimum agency fee is $1,000 for new faces with SL model and talent agencies. So that's how that is set up. But and we definitely could work out other details even in that regard. But I know that there are different clients out there with low budget projects that where they might just be beginning, and that we understand that, and there are different people trying to do different things to establish a different type of income. They're looking for like the Netflix series and the YouTube series and the this series and that. That is fine, but we also still got to keep it legal. All right, we got to know that you are legit, that you are doing, that you're looking for the right things and the right people. All right, I would not suggest doing direct bookings unless you have, well, the money to be able to pay them. Our direct bookings could start anywhere between 2,000 to 5,000 and go up. So you know, and that's with our celebrity top superstar type models that get those direct bookings. Okay, so let me go ahead and start finishing up here with the SL models and talent agencies events. Now, there's not really much that's going to be happening outside of getting our lives together, getting that situated, building up our platform for our 4 world-renowned competition as well. as well as, let me just make sure I got this. Okay. As well as getting prepared for the Miami photo shoot. Now, I believe I mentioned this yesterday, but I wanted to stay focused on this tonight because I feel like there was a little bit of confusion. I did get some emails. So there was interaction, not so much with the YouTube quite yet, but there has been some interaction. And I've gotten some email directly from the emails from Facebook. I've gotten some messages from Instagram, etc. So here we go without further ado. Basically, sure that, okay. Basically what is happening is we want to develop some kind of online training basis program. Our platform right now is going to be Zoom. Now they will not be live like this because we don't want, what we're gonna have is there will be another user who will be the trainer that will be added to our Zoom account. And that trainer will be setting up all the trainer, like you will be able to create your training. So they should evolve around the topic of photo shooting, you know, maybe the modeling industry, the fashion industry, and you can develop your own curriculum. Now, we are charging for 4 weeks of straight training about 3 times a week for 3 hours at tops, okay? We are charging $900 for our online training, and it could fit up to 100 people at one time. So if you want the online training, you can do that. Now, what are you gonna get for $900? Well, the biggest thing that you are going to get that is going to satisfy you, we are going to put you in the registry to the online showcase. We're going to send you the MAAI's not registration form, the MAAI's photography photo release form that you would be able to sign. And what will happen is we will tell you what specific photos we want you to have shoot, that you can go ahead and get them shot for us. And then we are going to pay, the agency will actually pay the $100 for the online showcase. So you will not have to pay any more money for that. That will be done with that. It will also include your certification through the program. It's going to include a 50% reduction on any new face training that you may need. You may not even need it. It depends how quickly you train and how quickly you take this serious and how well you're being booked. Because with SLMTA, we do everything on a time schedule, okay? In order to become a pro model in a national agency is you need a minimum of 5 references that are proven actual work that you have done, that you have been paid for within a specific amount of time. And you also need a professional resume and your portfolio. You're already going to have a lot of that done. So that's what this $900 is going to give you. If you do the 900 if you do the online training with the actual Miami photo shoot, which I'm going to explain about that in a moment. Yesterday, I said it was $1,650. I actually lied. you actually get a savings of a bit. It would be $12.50 for both the Miami photo shoot and the online training. And all of that will be inclusive. This is what you would be getting. You would be getting saving perks for any other additional training that you would need. So you get up to 30% off of other training throughout the year, but you get 50% off of tuition if you still needed to go into the full service tuition program in the next year. It also will include the online showcase that I've mentioned to you with MAAI, which we are a member of. We are a member agency for that. We are also a national agency to be able to locate talent as well. So we would be able to locate the talent on MAAI. What else do we have? It's going to also include your hair and makeup, but we're also going to include a hair and makeup kit, like the different things that you want to actually use. That's going to be all inclusive. You don't pay extra for that either. It's going to give you 2 days of nearly 16 hours worth of on-set training, and then 2 days of photo shoot on-set actual photo shooting. You're gonna have beach-like photo shoots on the Miami beach, and then you're also gonna have portrait photos in a portrait studio. It will also include your travel as well. It's going to include the travel for you to get there, but you still would have to, and what I'm doing is I'm working it out to where I can get back on my travel agency, travel agencies sellings, because if so, you will actually be able to save distinctively with that, and you could just book directly through me to actually get hotel prices and things where you don't actually have to pay like hundreds of dollars or what have you. I've already been at 5 stars in Miami once before, like even before last year. Last year was a different story, but the year before I was at a 5-star hotel, and literally for a week I spent $200 and something, literally, and that was like the one room next to a suite, which is still pretty good. Okay, so that is what is going to be all inclusive. So it's $1,250 if you take both. Now, if you don't need the training, okay, and the only way we will know that is when you do our 1 week, what we call test probs. Our 1 week test probs is this. You will be doing our test photo shoot to see that you actually know how to pose. All right. That is going to cost, that would be this is when you're signing with us. Okay. It will be $450 to get those test photo shoots. Now some had asked last night, is there a possibility of getting any saving if we did the $450? Yes, there is, but not on a Miami photo shoot, and let me explain why. I know it's going to sound a little bit mean, but at the same time, we actually got a very good price. We are hiring 3 Hollywood world-renowned professional model portrait photographers. I hope I put it all in there in the right way, along with their groups, because there's going to be a few of you getting done at one time. And Also world-renowned makeup artists, MUAs, that are gonna be there getting you prepared on set for 4 days straight. So yes, you can only imagine how much money this is gonna cost. A lot of money. And so unfortunately, there's not much that I can do. Now the 450 for your test shoots, that is the standard price for SLMTA. We basically just simply pay something to our recruiters, pay the photographer and the hair and makeup artist for their time. That's literally what that goes to. But what we're willing to do is knock $450 off of the tuition. Now what we could do, and this hasn't really been stated with our board yet, it's a possibility that if you may not need the training next year, you could use the 450 towards other things, such as the 30% discount on other trainings throughout the rest of this year, because we will be having other programs or at least workshops that you could participate in. We are also, next year, we have been invited to go and do a photo shoot in France. Yes, I'm not lying when I say it. Let me say that out loud, but I'm only going to say it one time because everything is still in the planning process right now. But there's a whole travel kit and everything that we have been invited for. It will be about 10 days. But you will be able to go to a world-renowned agency and literally get your photography and makeup, wardrobes. You will be fitted into new designs, everything, all being done live, hot off the press in France on a professional stage. Coming to you live in 2022. That's being booked. That's going to be next summer. I believe it's in late August, early September. So there's a lot going on. I'll tell you more about that as the time gets closer. Also next summer, our masquerade ball has been moved, and that's basically our award ceremony and live red carpet showcases that we do during the day, as well as our exhibit parties that we do for the fine artists and vendors. That's going to be happening on the weekend of April 13th and 14th of 2022, not this year. This year, we're going to be doing a showcase live, and we're only going to be able to accept specific amount of people due to COVID restrictions unless they start to get lifted, because there are some states where it's actually starting to get lifted, believe it or not. Now, I don't know if it's too early to do that. I guess only time will tell. But if COVID does start to lift, then we will be able to do a little bit more with the showcase. But for now, that's what we're having this year instead of the big event again. But it's definitely happening next year. I already got the vendors in place, and I have to also contact the performers whom I was asking for like a minute here to do this year. So yes, that's what's going to be happening. Then next July, we will be back up in New York City. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. New York City Live, MAAI, hot off the press. In fact, what we're going to do, what we want to do now, they have their own stuff. They have everything prepared, but what we're going to do is we're going to get you planned and pre-planned and even pre-recorded and recorded and everything else right up until the night before you actually have to go to MAAI, all the way up. And there's going to be some hardcore training that you will be getting. So get ready to do the work because it's going to be popping. So this year, what we're planning to do is we're planning to prepare you to get to that level to where you need to be. Okay, because once you go to MAAI in New York, that's it. Then you're basically on your own, and you're going to be performing with other competitors, major competitors nationwide, having big branded national and international agencies, casting directors, etc., to look at you as you are performing. So this is not anything, this is a little bit different than what SLMTA has ever done since we opened up only a year ago, relating to convention. And we're coming from a hot spot there in Grand Rapids, Michigan. Now, I'm going to tell you, I hate to be rude, but Grand Rapids, Michigan, SLMTA is not an agency that is going to say, we will give you. No, you got to give us. That train of thought of you saying, oh, well, we want everything given to us, knock that off of the door. Knock it off now, because you will never get anywhere with that kind of attitude. I'm telling you that right now. You do not dictate. You need to know. You need to know the process of how the industry works. And so if you come to me saying, like, what do you have to prepare for us? So whatever, and then, you know, whatever kind of other backward scheme that you may have for us, we know all the excuses now. They've been shared with me. They've been shared with many other people. So in some cases, might have even been shy to a little bit of embarrassment, but I stood my ground, because you know why? It's not about if you had a client or not. If you cannot prepare yourself and you are not what you say that you are, you will never be seen in the right position within the industry. That's what I'm talking about as far as being passionate, though. I'm not saying that you will never make it in the industry. I'm just telling you that the attitude that you have about getting in needs to change. It's not about you telling us that we should be giving to you. We are already giving to you, but you're going to have to learn how to invest. And I know about this in Grand Rapids. It's a hot spot, but it's also a hot spot where a lot of people like to say, I want things given to me. No, what you need to do is figure out how you are going to go about investing in your new project. Unless you could prove to us with 5 references on a resume that you're an actual professional model, then unfortunately, there's very little that we can basically do. I mean, we will still showcase you. We will do everything that we can, but we can't just go by filtered videos and filtered photos and things like that. So understand that it's you that got to take the action. Now, even if you went with another photographer and they offered to do it for you, we don't care how you get it done. The idea is that you understand what SLMTA is looking for, and that you basically follow those guidelines. But as a new face, though, even if you have a portfolio, it doesn't stop you from the training, because we need you to understand there are some of you out there in Grand Rapids that don't even know the simplicity of etiquette. There is some concern that it's about me, but then you actually forget that everything has to come with a financial budget and plan. Everything should be strategically straighten out. How are you going to develop a brand? Think about this for a minute. Say you want to start your own business, and maybe that's why some of you don't, maybe why some of you need my assistance in this way. Even if you could not pay me, okay, to coach you, if you cannot even get your own liability insurance, your own LLC registrations or incorporation status, you can't get your own E&O insurance, you don't know how to develop a board, there's no plan, you don't have a budget, you don't know how to sign up for an EIN number, you have a bank account that goes to your personal account, but all your business stuff's going in there. If you have stuff going like that, and then you thinking that you know what you're doing, and that's the attitude that you are with, you are definitely on your way to heading into another direction that you don't want to go into, especially when it comes to business and you're dealing with the IRS. So it's the same concept as a model. There are certain things I could sit here and train you all night right now on live. I could train you right now. I could go through everything you need to do within 2 nights, okay? And it really wouldn't matter unless you knew the steps and it's like a fashion designer. There's some folks out there that actually think that the fashion designer should be getting the money from the agency to create their clothing line. Guess what? That's not how it works. That's why an agency doesn't do that. That's your responsibility. And as a matter of fact, to an extent, it's actually illegal, because under the stipulations of the business, when it comes to conflicts of interest in that, the highest gift that any person within a company that can get is $50. So if I'm sitting there giving you, say, $9,000 of free coaching, and I'm going to the IRS every year saying, yeah, I've been given free coaching and training with SL models and talent agency, at some point they're going to want to audit me, and then they're going to see that it's right, because obviously if that's what I was doing and that's what I'm going to do, they're going to be looking at it and say, well, you do realize that you have all these losses for year after year after year, and you're not paying back into the community or whatnot. So there's a little bit, I hate to tell you that, it's a little bit more than you just wanting to get something for nothing. You're gonna have to figure out how to put something into it. That's what I'm trying to say. All right. And so with our Miami photo shoot, that is going to be June 24th through the 27th, 24th, 25th, 26th, 27th. You may want to get there Wednesday on the 23rd, because at 7 p.m. on that day, you want to be signed up and on our registry at the hotel and whatnot. Right now, it looks like we're going to be able to accept 30 tops for the Miami photo shoot live training and that. Now, if you are doing the live training and you're able to pass the 1 week scenario, in other words, I'm just going to say this up front, make sure that you have the 450 so you can get the test photo shoots. Because after that, then we're going to be having you actually go and do live walks with us. What does that mean? That means now we will be on Zoom. We will be connected on Zoom, but you need to be in an area where it's calm or clean or something, and be able to show us your walking mechanism for like catwalk experience. All right. if we, and I'm not gonna, normally our training sessions are an hour and a, or our auditions are an hour and a half, but we're not gonna do it that way. We're gonna tell you one and maybe twice to do it. No, no more free training while we're on an audition set. The reason for this is because it's gonna help us understand where you are at, as far as what you need in the training. Then we're going to have, and I know this is gonna sound crazy, but we're going to be having a little bit of a 50-question quiz that you could take on your own term, but it will be done via, excuse me, it's gonna be done via hello sign, where you're gonna actually be able to pick your answer or write your answer and then sign it and then send it back to us. And depending on what the answers were, will determine what we actually need to talk about with you, so that we don't have to sit there and repeat what you already may know. So that's the purpose of that. And then there will be other things. We're gonna in the very beginning, like the minute that you actually sign with us, so we're going to give you a monologue that you will have to memorize. You're going to have to figure out the character, whatever, and do that. I'm going to do an online YouTube tutorial about how you can go ahead and do the steps of memorization for showcasing monologues, but you're going to need to be able to do that. And then depending on whether or not you follow me and can get the free training via YouTube, or you think you know it yourself and you have another way of getting around it, we're gonna be able to know whether or not you need training in your monologues. If you're a singer, it's a little bit different. Technically speaking, the only training that you would really need at that point would really just be, because a lot of new faces will come to me and they don't even know what a mechanical license is. So let alone what a master license is, what a PPL is, or any of that. So in that case, we would be doing introductory training. That could be done by me. I will be able to do that. And it'll just be like 3 weeks or whatever. And it will be done after that. So if you're a musician and you want to know about the music industry, now you would still want to get your test photo shoots. And the reason is because we will be utilizing those to help brand you and your music and everything else. So our different types of clients, broadcasters, podcasters, YouTubers, everything. But we need you, the 3 weeks that I will be working with you, it will be literally time and time and time. You're going to be sitting there. You will have to have your stuff copywritten. You're going to have everything pretty much established. So we will be showing you how to do copyrighted music right on Zoom, sharing the screen or whatnot. And if you are interested, we would actually have you do this. Now, you're actually getting a $1,500 nugget given to you. I'm going to actually be giving that to you. So definitely, if you are a musician, I could help you with that. Models, you know, even if you think that you are beautiful, a lot of you that are new faces, you know, some of you may think that you're beautiful, but we also got to understand that it's not about the beauty. It's about knowing where your brand fits. It's about knowing who you are, where your brand fits, what type of modeling actually fits you, and that sort of thing. When it comes to you wanting to go to France, though, good luck trying to pass that one by with my friend Ashraf Talsi, where he could let you know right off the bat if you're going to France or not. He will let you know just by looking at the photo if you can go to France or not. because they are typically, you know, they can be strange, to say the least. And when I say strange, I don't mean it in a bad way. What I mean, typically they're looking for petite, they're looking for the tall, you know, you're going to be dressed in some haute couture type fashion, and it's going to fit like one size all fits all or whatever type of scenario. That's what I'm basically talking about. So in other words, if you're a curvy model or a trendsetter, right, or whatever the case may be, you want to know what, if that's your brand of what type of modeling you do, then you need to know where is that type of modeling accepted, etc. Okay. Excuse me. So that's where we're at when it comes to those situations. So yes, you do have a choice that you can do online and face-to-face with the Miami photo shoot. Like I said, that would be $1,250, but if you did it online by itself, it's $900. And then if you decide that you were going to go and do the Miami photo shoot, then you're spending a lot of money. So we would just prorate that to the $1,250. And that's if there's spots open. And then what we're going to be doing, we have the world-renowned big competitions happening. Let me talk about that a little bit for you real quick. The world-renowned Moda pageant, that is really about fashion, beauty, and modeling. So if you're a designer and you're looking to be able to bring some of your professional designs out, this isn't us saying, hey, give us your designs and then we'll go ahead and showcase them. No, we're literally telling you that you could be creative in how you showcase your design. It's all about the model, though. What it boils down to is the respective, okay, when it, excuse me, when it comes to the Moda pageant, it's more about pageantry, like community and what you are able to do. It's the competition of who you are as a person, as a female or a male. Okay, because we have king and queen in our thing. In fact, let me illustrate that to you a little bit better. Whoop. Here we go. Because I think this is going to be very important for you guys to know these things now. And they're actually cheap on purpose. Not the subscriptions, but the submissions are going to be cheap on purpose because we know the economic issues, but also there's different currencies involved in this. You can go to moda-pageant.square.site. Okay, this is for the Moda pageant trademark. We will be having awards for the Queen of Hearts, the King of Hearts, Queen and King of Spades, our Diamond Beauty, Diamond King, Ruby King and Queen, Supermodel Queen and King, and Universal Queen and King. And how these pageants are, I hadn't did nothing but just the landing page thus far, okay? But how these things actually work is you're gonna have to provide us more than just that you look sexy or beautiful as a model. Like what really distincts you over anyone else for being a super model top universal queen. Okay, and there's going to be some guidelines that you will follow, requirements and those kind of things, and what it is that we are looking for. What you want to do if you're trying to submit to have a free trip to MAAI next year in New York, what you want to do is you want to submit to our Spring Fling extravaganza. We have the Midwest versus the Southeast. Now, it's $150 for that, but there are different categories, whether you're a musician, a singer-songwriter, composer, if you are an actor, you know, singer, dancer, model, fashion, etc. And then we have what we call the Kids Showdown extravaganza, and that runs at the same time. And we have voting polls for that. We're going to be setting that up to start on April 15th, 2021. And that will actually run through July. Voting will still continue through August. And in September is when we start knocking the scores down. We'll have the top 100 and the top 50, top 25, and then it'll just go down from there. That's how we were going to do that. And no, we're not going to be on any platforms that says vote every day. I don't actually believe in. What we want to do is we want this to be nationwide. So tell everybody about it, because we want actual votes and results. Okay, we don't want the same people like actually voting every single day. So that's what we're looking at as far as that goes. It's going to be set up like a mini American Idol. Not you'll get what I'm trying to get at. And we're going to talk more about that as the time gets closer, because it is going to be a fun project. You're going to be winning about $7,000 worth of perks with that package. And then there will be some other things in there. And you do not have to be represented at all or even sign with SL Models and Talent Agency. So if you're a freelancer, or you're just somebody thinking, hey, I'm the next pretty face that's out there. Okay, well, then let's see what you got going on. And then go from there. So it's going to be, it will bring a lot of excitement for sure. So it's called the Spring Fling Extravaganza, and it's the Kids Showdown Extravaganza that we're going to be doing starting on April 15th through the month of July. And then we will have voting continuing through late August. September is when we start the process of we're going to be doing our lives to allow everyone to know what's happening. So yes, you'll want to share this with as many people as you can. We'll have flyers up and we'll attach them to our YouTube channel so that you can take those PDFs and actually share them with your family and friends and co-workers and whoever that you may know. All right, and then the other thing that we are also going to be doing is the defilé, showcase September downtown Atlanta, Georgia, with one of the main fashion designers, Brandon Moody, Bailey Nottaway, around, I believe it's September 15th, 2021. We will be doing the defilé showcase, and it will be presented with his fashions and runway show, as well as SLMTA will be seeking showcase presenters And those presenters will sign up, and also what will be included with that presenter package will be the MAAI online showcase as well. So we have that for you. And we will be doing the showcase in Grand Rapids, so that's available as well. So a whole lot is about to take place, and we have even more coming up. We're going to be having a big event coming up in the convention center, actually in the Chattanooga area. We're going to be calling that our Christmas extravaganza. And we would actually this is actually going to be something that is going to promote sponsorship to SLMTA. So if you are interested, we will let you know about the tickets. There will be also online tickets and whatnot, but it is fully a sponsorship program to help the New Face division of SL Models and Talent Agency. And we've already gotten a couple of partners who are interested in this program, and there's a few more that's going to be speaking with us about this project as well. Again, it's called the Christmas Extravaganza, and it's basically like a fundraiser, so to speak. And I think it's going to be a fun experience for you guys. However, it will be live here in Chattanooga at the convention center. And this is going to be in the middle of December that we will be providing that. Now, by then, hopefully the whole crisis will be maybe completed or whatever, but we have everything. Oh, and I've even forgot about this, October, LA photo shoot. So the same thing that we're doing with the Miami photo shoot, we're doing a Los Angeles photo shoot as well. So if you are the top dog of the whatever, or you just, we're going to be having Hollywood representatives doing professional photo shoots, hairstyling, and makeup artists there. So it's going to be a great thing. We are going to try to put this in the press as well. Hopefully by then, Ashraf Tausi will be making his move. Things are a little bit slow because of the COVID-19 on the international waters, and him being in Northwestern Africa, it doesn't help too much, but we are still pushing. And as far as I know, congratulations, from what I understand, or at least know, the visa is doing quite well. So we're through with the visa. It's just a matter of there were bookings that are now canceled again because of COVID-19, and him being in Morocco, France has locked down for Moroccans and Algerians. So until they reopen for them, technically all those live bookings have been shut down instantaneously. So we're pretty much right back to phase one as far as bookings relating to international waters, just so that you are aware. It's not just even the European, from the last conversation that I had, the European, what's it called? European Union has actually stopped a lot of travel from places, even within their own countries, to other countries. So as far as Europe is concerned, it's kind of off limits right now, as well as any related countries as well, like UK and other islands and things like that might be reflecting that. So you want to make sure that you are still looking at any travel bans for things, because I know a lot of people, they like to make plans, and it's like, well, you know what, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that, but then they forget, and they're thinking that COVID is over, but technically we want to be over with it, but it's still around, and there are other countries that are a little bit slower than the United States right now as far as vaccine distribution. And the reason that I kind of know this off the top is because I have to work with the different embassy within my agency to be able to know that I can send my people to work, because we're internationally known now. So yeah, it's very important that that happens. The good news is that we can actually negotiate with prospective models in Morocco, because there are a couple of professional agencies that are starting to form there. At least in, and I can't pronounce the name, Casbicana or some place like that. That is got some like elite management is there. A lot of the information that we are getting from on that perspective comes from another model alliance site that we actually researched and then signed up to, because we want to try to actually be exposed by as many agencies as possible. And so we are doing a very good job with that. It's just that even if I could partner with these other agencies that are out there, the idea of actually having work in these countries are slim to none, while in Paris, Germany, and places like that, it's popping. So it really just depends on the creativity. Everybody wants to be a model, but we need some people to like, like, anybody know how to make any clothes for the models? No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding, but I'm not. The idea is that the work has to, it's pretty much kind of like the unemployment situation, the work has to match the amount of people that are looking for it. There we go. I think that's what I'm getting at. Otherwise, it really does become a competition. And then the shorter the work is, the worse the competition gets. And, all last year, it was basically regulars. Things are slightly changing now. So, I mean, right now is when you want to be prepared. Let's get ready for that spring, spring edition here, and start getting you prepared for the spring campaigns. As far as I know, nothing has stopped the United States. So you can be a model, a real good model, sign up with SL Models and Talent Agency, and maybe get the job that Ashraf Tausi could not get because he's from Morocco. But no, I'm in all seriousness, the point that I'm getting at is that's what they got to do now. Like, they have these shows. So like if France isn't closed, but they're still able to have their fashion shows or fashion weeks or what have you, then they got to go with countries that they can get their models from, and that's really where it gets kind of sticky at this point. So hopefully we could just be done with this COVID-19, because there's been a whole lot going with that. And, people are confused and everything else, what's going on there. If you have any questions, you could place them on the bottom of the comment section, and I'll be glad to answer them in the next recording. which will be in the evening. Like I said, I do about 2 to 3 hours live. It's more or less interactive. That's why you see me giggling and kind of jumping around or whatever. So I'm pretty much live with you, live raw, trying to interact a little bit the best that I can. So don't be afraid to ask questions. Don't be afraid to comment on anything. By all means, you can do so. Don't forget to like and subscribe. If you're following us on Facebook at SL Models and Talent Agency LLC, subscribe and hit that notification button, and don't forget, smash that like button, just like this. Smash it, just like I just did. And in any case, if you have any questions on the Facebook community pages as well, by all means, go ahead and send us a comment there, like the video, and look forward to seeing you in the next video as well. On Instagram, same way with you. Follow us on SL Models and Talent Agency LLC.